Back with another live. All right, welcome back to Friday Night Live. Just checking the audio, and we're doing another test with Ecamm software, a software that allows you to go live or use it as a video production tool. You do need a Mac though. So if you got a PC, maybe it's time to get a Mac. All right, so it looks like the other Friday Night Live went pretty well. Let me see, was I echoing? Hopefully I'm not echoing now, but all right. Well, last Friday looks like the live went pretty well. We got through it, and it seems like we might be making this, I don't want to say a regular thing, but looks like the Friday Night Live is starting to pick up. But really, what we're using the Friday Night Live for right now is just to kind of go over and recap some of the things. I know we have the Sunday weekend recap, but I feel like Friday is a good time to kind of go over some things that are important. But yeah, as we test this Ecamm software, we get to try out these different things and scenes. And this next scene that well, not this next scene, but let's transition to the next scene anyway. So this is the next scene. This is one of the scenes that you can set up in Ecamm. I have live motion transitions. So whenever this one box goes to another box, it's supposed to be a little smoother. And that's one advantage that I see that Ecamm does have that other video production tools do not, and live tools do not. So I can kind of like preset what box and what camera I want to be in. And in that way, whenever I go to the next scene, it transitions. So, all right, well, let's try this next scene. So this is a scene with a screen share. And one thing that Ecamm allows you to do is share a screen. So here I've brought up the vlog that just dropped on Wednesday. And what's cool is I can actually play it with sound or without. So we're gonna go ahead and test this real quick. And so this is a test with Ecamm software. I am in live mode right now. So we're actually live on YouTube. And right now I'm able to do a screen share, which I can showcase a video on YouTube. I probably can either play the audio as well, but for the moment, I just won't. I'll just let it play and I'll just talk over it. So this is the vlog one that just dropped on Wednesday. It's called Why YouTube. And it's great because I've been building up for this vlog for, I think I had this scheduled like 3 weeks out. And a week after I scheduled this, I started to go live. So unanticipated to go live and just jumping right into it, but I just did. So figure it was a great time. And also I want to explore the capabilities of Ecamm and to see how I can use this video production tool to use it as a live tool, but also do things that I'm doing right now where I'm able to screen share a video and talk over it. And if I wanted to, I could play the audio. So I thought this was a great opportunity to test out these different features of Ecamm and see how that they can work inside of my workflow. At the same time, kind of give you a preview. If you didn't see the vlog that I dropped on Wednesday, this is it right here. We're actually doing a test with the FX30 right now. We're actually going through the two base level ISOs, and ISO is how much light is being let in. So the 800 ISO that it was on here is more like a, I'll say daytime light, but it's meant for more where there's more light coming in. And then the 2500 ISO, which is the second base ISO in the FX30, Sony FX30 camera, is for when it's a little bit darker. And I think in doing this test, I saw a slight difference, but not dramatically. And it really does depend on your light. So like right now, to be honest, I have two lights on besides the light off of the screen. And the light that is, I wouldn't say the main light, but the light that's coming right off the side of me right here is from a lamp. And it's not a special LED lamp. It's not anything fancy. It's actually an older bulb lamp, and it's one of those banker lights. And there's no way to change the temperature. It's just what it is. So, you know, this is kind of how the FX30 comes out of the how the camera comes out with the other, what is it called? How it comes out with the FX30 and the natural light right now. And the FX30 is a smaller sensor. They call it APS-C sensor, which is smaller than a regular full size, but it's also not as expensive. And if you pair that with a lens that has more, that is more open to light, so that means the aperture is lower. So the lens that you're watching it on right now is a 15 millimeter 1.4, and the 1.4 means that it's more open to light. With the APS-C, it does add a 1.5 times crop, or not a 1.5 times crop, but it adds a 1.5 times. So if it's a 15 millimeter, you add 7.5, so it'd be about 22.5. So, but anyway, sorry about that. A lot of mumbo jumbo. Some people don't care. Some people do care. If you want to get more into it, let me know in the comments. If not, we'll just keep it rolling, keep it moving. This was actually part of the vlog that you're seeing right now, but I really want to just test this feature out as a screen share to see if I can play a video. And obviously I can play a video and I can actually turn on the audio. So I think this was a neat feature. I didn't highlight or showcase in any of the previous lives, and that's why I want to kind of like do a live test with it right now. So for the Friday Night Live, this is one of the main features that I'm trying to test out. The other feature that we did test out previously, that I'm going to go into the next scene and we can go right here, is the, I guess you can call it like a screen share, but this is my iPhone using, one second, using NDI app, which allows me to broadcast the feed into Ecamm software as a camera feed. And so right here is really what you're seeing on the camera that I'm looking at right now. And so these are the videos that are, these are the reels that I dropped on Instagram this week. And one of them is actually for this video that, what do you call it? That just dropped for the vlog. So I dropped two reels for the vlog. This is the most recent one. And so I can just let that roll as I talk over it. So this is one really cool feature of Ecamm. And, you know, going through these tests, like hopefully other people find out like there's a lot of different possibilities and ways that you can use this video software to do different things. If you need to do a presentation, if you want to talk over something, cover some current events, there's so many different features. And that's why I think before I really got deep into any one subject, you know, covering a specific thing, I think the overall idea was to kind of test these different tools and kind of just see how they work and fit into the workflow. And so even right now, this video that you're seeing, I actually used my phone to take video clips off the screen and just made a short clip and reel from that. And so like, as far as workflow and removing friction, I think initially when people think of video production or they think of going live, you think that there's a lot of things to do. And there is, like right now, I actually reduced the amount of scenes that I had from last week because I had a lot of pictures in last week's live. So if you haven't seen Friday night's live last week, Friday night's live, I think. No, it's Sunday's live. I think it was Sunday's live. Sunday's live is probably the one that had a lot of pictures inside of it. That had a lot of scenes because every different picture was a new scene. So today, or tonight rather, this Friday Night Live, I actually have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different scenes only. So you're seeing one of them, and this one is I don't want to say screen share because I already have a screen share. So we'll go back to the screen share one real quick. So this is the screen share scene that I built, and I used the base of the, what do you call it? I used the base scene from the Pat Flynn 7-day challenge with Ecamm. And so, you know, if you've been in the challenge or you recognized if you've seen and been around Ecamm, you might have seen this background before. So I didn't change the background yet. In fact, the only time I did change the background is with this scene. So this scene has no background, and I did pull out the camera, the view, so it fills the whole screen. And also in Ecamm, I changed it to black and white. So that's one of the really cool features. And in fact, you know, just I can go color as a press of a button, just like that. And then I can even adjust it. So for like this, can go either way. But yeah, so many different things that you can do with Ecamm, and so many different ways to use it as a tool. But yeah, kind of going back to this the screen share thing, or not screen share, but this is the NDI. You can use this if you're kind of going over certain current events and want to speak on it. And so that's why kind of going through this test allows me to figure out, and hopefully you, if you're watching this, of how you can use it for something that you're working on, whether it's a project or if you know that there's something that you can do to help somebody else tell their story or get these tools to go live. So why go live? Well, there's so many reasons. Live is definitely it's a skill set. I think, you know, to be able to manage what do you call it? A broadcast system on the back end, but also it's a conversation piece, because like right now I do have a list of things that I did want to go over, but at the same time I did want it to be raw and authentic because we're testing out this platform. We're also testing out, I guess you could say, the go live option, right? So in the first week, I know that a lot of people won't jump on because it's not scheduled. So this is probably the only second scheduled live for Friday. And I'm sure as we move on and keep scheduling them out, more people will have a chance to jump in. But it is Friday night and people might be out and about. So that's fine too, right? Somebody might catch this a day later, 2 days later, a week later. And kind of going forward, that's one of the other topics that I thought about, is maybe we'll actually have, I don't say topics or themes, but I do have topics, and maybe if there's a certain topic that people want to know more about, you can drop that in the comment and we'll cover that going forward. But If there are no comments and topics, then I do have some list of things that can be talked and can go over. So, like one of the things right now is the shoe behind me. I don't know if you've seen the shoe behind me, but I'm gonna pull it out real quick. Because this also helps, we can do like a camera test. So right now you're seeing the Sony FX30 and you're seeing this live on Ecamm. And I'm sure all the people doing like live selling now, maybe you're doing it with your phone, or maybe you're doing it with, I don't know, but you can probably check out the Ecamm software and do your live with Ecamm. And then you can have an upgraded camera so you can kind of get into the details of whatever you're trying to showcase and sell. Yeah, cool. If you know that sneaker that I just showed, and if you know what year, drop it in the comments. I don't know who this is going to appeal to, but the algorithm just finds people that are looking for this kind of stuff, right? So that's why we're here. Just to document things and put things out and use this platform as a tool. And I will mention, if you do not have YouTube Premium and you're still watching commercials, if you do not want to watch commercials, get YouTube Premium. Save yourself some time and money. I think for the cost that it is, it's worth the price not to watch commercials. I don't know about you, but I don't like watching commercials. Granted, there are some good commercials, but I would rather have the choice to watch it rather than be forced to watch it. So we'll go back to this real quick, and it's cool because you can size this screen. So I did kind of crop it and chop some of the top to bottom just so you kind of get this screen. I'm sure if I had an overlay or like something a screen, I could put this picture in video inside like a TV or something, make it all fancy. But really, as a screen share, this is what it is. And one of the cool things that you can do, you just flip to the next screen. So this coming Wednesday, we got episode 2 dropping. Super excited for this one. Um, Look at the title, We Outside. So testing episode 2, We Outside. And you kind of just saw a hint and glimpse of what might be in episode 2 with the ending of episode 1. I really like how series do that, and I was trying to see if I could implement that in this series as I start to work on them and edit them. And so far, so good. I was able to put these little Easter eggs and hints in the next one. I don't know if I'll keep it up consistently because I'm not sure, but so far, so good. So you'll see some of the, in every vlog drop, you'll see something that you might see in another one. So I think that's what's really cool about this vlog series, is that even though they're not exactly related, I can make them related by adding in different things and I don't know, making it fun. I will say that in this episode 2, in this vlog, we do test the Sony FX30, which is what you're seeing on right now. We do test the, let's go back to the other screen. We do test the Sony ZV1. So episode 2, you get some hints right there. We testing the ZV1. We got the Sony FX30. And we even did a bunch of stuff on the phone. So yeah, super excited. If you haven't seen episode 1, go check out episode 1. And go check out episode 1. And then after you're done, you should be ready to watch episode 2. And episode 2 drops on Wednesday. So you'll be all caught up. And then episode 3 is dropping next Wednesday. So it looks like we got Wednesday drops so far. I don't know if they're going to change. We might just change them to like a weekend drop just so it's easier so that people can check it out. And then we might even switch the Tuesday night live, Tuesday night live, the Friday night live, or the Sunday night live. So I don't know. Do we really need to be going live 3 nights a week? Let me know. What are you thinking? There is certain things that we want to maybe like section off and have a topic for. And to be honest, I think eventually the lives will turn into something else, something bigger that we have planned. So I'm going to keep that hush for now because, yeah, why not? So why are we here? Well, digital preservation, that's one thing, right? So one thing that we can do with these platforms and going live and YouTube is digital preservation. With digital preservation comes digital real estate. And we're lucky right now that we're not paying for digital real estate, right? So now is a great time to create. Not even just create, is now it's time to document, and you don't even have to share. You can just document and upload. I'm sure YouTube doesn't want me to say that, but YouTube is a great platform to upload, and you can upload it to private and then post it whenever you want, right? Or not post it, but it's a good place to put your videos. It's a good place to put your thoughts, your feelings in a digital format. So hopefully you use it. It's the second largest search engine behind Google, but I'm sure you already knew that. And the statistics say that more people are watching YouTube on their TV. Yeah. And your phone, right? I mean, everyone's attached to their phone now, but I think maybe YouTube is being utilized in more ways than just one. Previously, maybe people just went to catch a tutorial or learn how to do something. Now it's becoming more of an entertainment piece. So more people are watching shows on YouTube. More people are watching independent shows on YouTube. More people are watching vlogs on YouTube. And that's one thing that I've seen recently. And that's probably why, everyone has their own algorithm, whatever that they are consuming. And that's why you have to be mindful of what you're consuming as well. If you're consuming a lot of death and destruction and you're wondering what the F is going on, maybe it's because you're surrounding yourself by it. And I'm not saying be naive to things, but I am saying you are the average of the 5 things you consume or the people that you are around the most. So hopefully you're seeing this and you're staying inspired. And if I'm one of those 5, I can tell you that we're going through this journey and this learning process of learning Ecamm, learning more about going live, learning about video production, learning more about F and FO. If you know what that means, put in the comment. But yeah, okay. So in this screen share, because I'm able to my screen share, which is different than a website widget, you can actually play video. So if this video was ready to go, we could play it. But because it premieres in 4 days, we can't play it. So you can just see it. We can, however, bring up the other video, which on the back end, it takes up the same footprint. So it fits right into the same box on the screen as, I would say, a camera source, but it pulls right into Ecamm. So this whole production piece, this whole video, this whole live, all done with Ecamm. If you're interested more in it, you can check out the Ecamm online. I do have a link. It will be in the description if it's not already. At some point it will be. Yeah, so this was clips from, well, actually clips. You're actually watching it. You're not hearing it though. So if you do want to watch episode 1, please go check it out. We're testing the FX30. We're just testing the ISO setting and camera focus. So nothing major. But if some people are wondering about like what camera that they can use to go live and like film family parties, I think that's why like the FX30 is a awesome camera for even an everyday person who wants to record their memories. The biggest factor that I feel like the FX30 has that other cameras don't is the fan, the internal fan, which allows you to record for a longer time. Right now, what you're seeing me on right now, and we're almost at the 30-minute mark, you're seeing me on the FX30. If we were using the Sony ZV1 as the camera source for this live, because there's no internal fan in here, let's switch to another scene here. Because there's no internal fan, the FX30 fan usually is like right over here on the back. But this one overheats kind of quick. Well, I don't say kind of quick, but about 30 minutes, the battery gets exhausted. And I'm sure there may be some hacks, but you know, this camera it's also like 5-6 years old. But there's so many cool things about this camera that are unbelievable. That's why I feel like every camera has its own uniqueness of it. I really like the really like the Sony ZV1 first edition, because you can really start to play around with the different settings like shutter speed, how fast you can get, like how fast you can take a picture. So if you're shooting like for sports and things like that, or you're using a flash, and that's one thing that I want to eventually show is that how these different cameras work with different workflows and for things you're interested in. And so I was trying some flash, and I would say that with flash, the Sony ZV1, because it's so small and portable, it works really well with flash. And because you still have the options to do manual settings on the back end, to play with shutter speed, how much light comes in, and your focus and all that stuff. So obviously I'm still learning too, but there's a lot that I think I can share for somebody who's still looking to exploring these things as well. So transitioning to this past week, and some of the cool things that happened this past week was dropping the vlog on Wednesday, right? So the vlog drop was the episode 1. So episode 1 dropped on Wednesday. It's been about a 3-week build-up. I had this scheduled out for about 3 weeks, which means I edited about a month ago, and I had it all prepped and ready to go. So it's really exciting now that we're getting this vlog series started off, is that, you know, I get to talk about it through the live, and then kind of talk about, I don't say the struggles, but you know, this first vlog, building up to it, I think it was the most anticipation. You know, once I made up my mind to do it, and that's why I scheduled it, is that I was like, all right, now we're doing it. And I had other footage, but this had to be the first one. And if you've seen this vlog, you would understand why. And if you haven't, I'll tell you why. It's because I want to start with a base and a foundation that was close to home. And now episode 2, episode 3, episode 4 or 5, they all can follow an initial path because the base of it was for the love, just to capture these moments, to enjoy these moments, to relive this moment, to be motivated and inspired by these moments too. Because I think a lot of times we do so many things that we don't think about, but they're pretty major, they're pretty epic events. And that's why I really feel that having a camera, having a phone, capturing these moments, capturing these memories, it's not that looking back is bad. Reflection is good. Dwelling in the past is bad. Reflection is good. Gratitude is good. So, these are things that I see when I look at videos from the past or things that I had that happen. So that's why this whole vlog exists, is just to create an atmosphere and environment around preserving memories and preserving moments. And so now going forward with all the new episodes, now they have these base level of things built in with the intention of we're testing different things, right? We're testing gear, we're testing the idea of, we're even testing thumbnails, or we're going to be testing thumbnails. And that's one thing I knew jumping in. There's I won't say a checklist, but there's a few things that I could have done to make it better. Like I could have added nicer thumbnails to the lives and to the vlogs, but I purposely chose not to. I think I didn't want that to stop me, and maybe there will be more time to create nicer ones and go back and edit and update them, which I make a plan to. But I didn't want that to be the thing that stopped me from jumping on, going live, creating a vlog, all this other stuff. Because sometimes I think we have too many things that we would prefer, when really the act of doing is going to allow you to realize what's really important. And what's really important is different for everybody. And for me though, I didn't want let that stop me from launching, because I know launching, I can kind of go back and work on it, and I know it would be better. And so when I'm coming in at I don't say the lowest point, but coming in at a point where things can only get better, I wanted to have that opportunity to, to level up and step up. And if it's a few small tweaks, that's even better, right? So if it's upgrading a thumbnail, if it's upgrading a title, whatever it is, it can be done, right? But I didn't have to jump into it yet. I can kind of gradually update it and have it get better along the way. So the vlog series dropped on the 27th, which was Wednesday. The next day, 5/28, Thursday, yesterday, I didn't hear any big commotion over it, but I did share a post on it. And let's see if I can bring it up. And one of the cool things about 5/28, and I'm sure some of you know and some of you don't know, and if not, this is going to be pretty interesting. So 5/28 is also a hertz. It's a vibration. And going into 2020, I believe it was January, there's a health food store in my area that I used to stop by a lot at, and I used to distribute some products there as well. And at this health food store, while I'm waiting, I met a gentleman and we had a conversation, and it led to me being enlightened. And it's almost like, I don't know if you feel the same way, but you get into these situations and positions because you're supposed to You're supposed to feel something. You're supposed to be enlightened. And had I not been there at that day, that time, I might not ever have gotten the information. And so when I think about it that way and the timing of it, how epic it was, because I'm already on that, I don't want to say path, but I'm already in that frame of mindset of growth mindset. So very much open to different ideas, things that are possible. So when I came across this gentleman and we had this conversation, it was really next level. And the people that I was surrounded with at the time, it was a healthy opportunity to learn more about myself as well, the environment I'm in. And so going back to 528, which is a hertz, it's also in music. And so I'm trying to see if I can pull up this picture in the screen share here. And there it is. And let's go to, so right here we have Dr. Len, and this is at the Source Health Food Store. We also have Damien, the owner of the food store. And Dr. Len created this book, The Book of 528, Prosperity Key of Love. And so if you haven't checked this out yet, it's really neat. And hearing him talk about hitting a tuning fork and feeling this vibration, and yeah, it gets interesting, gets deep. Um, I was just very lucky to be exposed to this at that time. And that's why it's good because we got a picture, right? Like to have this moment, to have this memory. And that's why every year around this time, around May 28th, I think about this moment because of the type of situations that we get to be in to experience something different and get knowledge that we might not ever have unless we're in a certain place and time. So this was my 528, I want to say ritual, but this is definitely what I think about around that time. And so being able to share this moment as a picture, as a post, um, knowing that somebody else might come across it and start to, and they might resonate with it, they might understand it, they might not, they might look up into it. And either way, I think it's good that people can bring these things up in their, I don't want to say conversation, but in their natural life or living environment. And to someone that comes across this, that they might be like totally turned off or BS or whatever. But for me, this is something that I've experienced. So um, by using my platform to share my experiences, I think is a great example of how people can use these tools, whether they're live or recorded or what, but you know, these digital tools to broadcast it out. And maybe in that way, this will reach the person that it needs to reach. If they're just coming across it for the first time, or maybe they've heard it before and now they're um, being, now, maybe they heard it for the second time and maybe now they're going to look more into it, right? Regardless of what it is. I think that's what's neat about these certain platforms is that you can bring attention to things that might not already have its attention, right? So everybody has a chance to shine light on whatever they're experiencing or going through. And one of the cool things about this health food store is when I was distributing CBD with them, and I actually got to go on to their radio show. So the Source Nutritional Radio Program. These are this is August 2015. Here's October 31st, 2015. January 16, 2016. March 25, 2017. June 3rd, 2017. And July 1st, 2017. Yeah, so I gotta get these transferred over and preserve them digitally. Hopefully they're still good. They're not good, but hopefully I can save these and get them up online. So, but yeah, this is really interesting is that I got to jump on their radio show and do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 episodes with them. So I think that was really neat that I found them, and hopefully I can preserve them and get them online, and hopefully we can get deeper into those. But you know, it's about 10 years ago. Hopefully the CD hasn't degraded and it's still works, you know what I mean? But another thing that happened this past, I'll say week, but one of the things that I wanted to note in this live, and I'm sure a bunch of these things will be future vlogs, because that's, I think, the current rhythm and setup that we got going on is, there's a little bit of live. We're touching on a few things that might be in the upcoming vlog or might be in the past vlog, right? So last week, and I probably should have covered this last week, but I think it's good for this week anyway. Last week was the anniversary of the Soul Collector Hawaii Nike Town Waikiki event. Gonna see if the camera can catch this, so this will be a good camera test. And nope. Oh, there it is. I gotta get out the way. It's kind of tiny. I don't know if you can see that. But there. So this is a Dunk Low keychain from the Soul Collector Nike Town event, which was on May 21st, 2005. Soul Collector sneaker competition at Nike Town, Honolulu. This is one of the keychains that they gave out to the attendees. And if you've seen vlog number 1, towards the end, you might have seen these. What are these? These are negatives. What do you do with negatives? Pictures come from negatives. So we got pictures. Oh, the camera can't really pick it up. Oh, there you go. But yeah, I'm gonna upload these. Actually, I'm gonna make a whole probably video and do a whole gallery and pictures and upload all these photos and digitally preserve them. This is from 2005, Nike Town, Honolulu. So this is going to be exciting. I'm sure it'll be its own vlog at some point. But because it just happened, right, 5/21/2005, last week would have been a good time. But we're going to probably throw it on a new vlog for later. So yeah, so this is a test with Ecamm. We're actually live right now. If you're seeing this recorded for later, drop a comment saying I just came in, but let us know what is your favorite part of the live. And like I said, I'm sure going forward, we might start to schedule these out and have maybe the topics out earlier because there are conversation pieces. But if not, I do have a list of things that we're kind of going through and covering. The anticipation is we'll start as these lives build up and we kind of get through some of the housekeeping, but just get through a bunch of these labs and kind of testing the workflow. We're going to start to probably bring in people. So that'll be exciting. So there's a lot of cool things planned for the future. I can't wait to get more into it, but we'll kind of leave it at this, and we'll say that if you haven't checked out the other lives yet, the other Friday night live, go check that out. We just dropped there's a Tuesday live that we did before and a Sunday live, and so going forward, these lives might change in the future, and they might be subbed out with different things that we're going to be doing going forward. So super excited for that. But yeah, go check out the episode 1 if you haven't. Episode 2 for vlog drops this Wednesday. So, we're still very early on to this episode journey. And because there's probably enough to go forward and keep going, we're going to keep rolling it forward. And so I think we'll at least do at least one live a week just to kind of touch base on what's going on and just to see if anyone has any questions or comments. Yo, let's see. We do have let's see if I can add this to the comment box here. Shout out to, I'm going to say this wrong, Vida All Creative. And so how can I comment back? I probably have to get on YouTube myself and comment back because can I comment from here? Yes, I can. Actually, Ecamm lets me comment from here. So let's see if this pulls up on screen. And I have to add it. So we're going to add it to broadcast. Boom. So right on. Thanks for dropping in and saying hi. We're able to test out this Ecamm software, and this is the comment section. I don't know if you saw the previous live, but the comment section was jacked up. I had the comment section, like the box was like hella big and like going all over the place. So at least I think Vibes Hawaii dropped in. He said hello, and so the comment was blown out the screen, and I was trying to like edit that and size it down on the fly, and the box was so big that it just didn't work. So I'm glad I actually, after that live ended, I jumped on just to kind of try to mess with the comment box, and so it was really cool that someone dropped in to say hello. But yeah, we're testing out the Ecamm live software, and this is the Friday night live. And it's exciting because I think as we do more of these lives and we test out these different features, we'll start to have a better run of show. Right now, we're kind of just going through it to see what is popping. And I do like certain scenes, and that's why, like, from the last live to this live, I I cut out a lot of scenes, and I think every show will have its different run of show. If you didn't see the last live, it was a lot of pictures. And so with creating these different scenes, obviously they do take some time. So by planning out your live or planning out your show or planning out your whatever you're doing, you can kind of at least have these things that you want to come across and address. So yeah, that's really neat. I think there are a lot of people who really run their show in a really, I don't say strategic way, but really, they have to hit everything. I want the live to be really organic, just in case things pop up and people come in with questions. So we're kind of leaving it as a space like that, and that's why with 3 lives a week, I feel that eventually probably the either the Tuesday or the Friday or the Sunday, between the three, at least two of them are going to turn into like something else, I feel like, because there's so many other opportunities. And it's because, in my opinion, it isn't just about me, and there's a lot of other people and stories that I want to help tell. And because there are people who are in the space and who go live already, there are people who are already online. And I think for me is to get people that aren't online. Hey, we got another comment. Let's add this to the screen. Let me see if I can add this to this screen and not the comment box. So bang, yo, what's up? Cam Big Top. Whoa, he's rolling around the screen. So I guess there's different features of how I can put these on the screen. This looks like a what do you call it? On the bottom, like a screen roller thing. But if I did the comment on the comment screen, it comes in as bang. So I'm sure on the back end I can adjust these, how they come in, how fast they come in, how big they come in. Shoot, or maybe I can even do it right now. Can I blow this up? Whoa. Dang, look at that. Yo. Wait, that's too big now. Hold on. What did I just do? How do I resize it? There you go. What's up, Cam? All right, so I figured out how to resize this on the fly. Yeah, last time I had these comments like hella big. Like I need to contain and control that. Yeah, man, maybe. Oh, wait, comments not on the screen. But yeah, man, I don't know if you hear me. Am I on mute? No, I'm not on mute. Uh, no, I'm not on mute. Okay. I can change the scene. Dang. Yeah, man. Yeah, maybe. Shoot. So this is a test with Ecamm. This is one of the scenes I got set up. As I go through it, it's called live motion. So as I transition from scene, this is how that box kind of just stays within there. Cool, you can hear me. Can you see these shoes behind me? Oh, dang, that comment went real quick. So yeah, there must be a way for me to every scene has its own comment timer, maybe is what it is. Right on, you can hear me. Cool. See, I can add these comments to the screen. This is dope. And I can resize them. Yeah. All right. Let me see if I can. Yep. Hawaii SBs. Background. Yeah. Let's try that. Trying to get them in focus. Nope. Nope. There. Yeah. These are one of the cleanest pairs you'll see too, man. This is clean. Clean, clean, clean. Dang. Yeah, so this camera has this autofocus that if it sees my face or eye, it'll start focusing on my eyes. So, but yeah, check these out. Yeah, I'm digitally documenting these just in case things happen to these things. They don't last forever, man. Let's see how I can add this. Nope. So I'm realizing that whatever scene I'm on right now, and I'm trying to add these comments, it's like it's going back at like a fast speed. So it's like, bang, I gotta like figure that out on the next one. But let's see if I can go to this scene and add it to a comment. So I got this one figured out. Looks like, all right, this one looks too big though. I know if I shorten it and do it, there you go. Trying to read this. I should just put it on a screen reader. They have other apps you can link lives on if you want. Anyhow, I've done little streaming stuff. Yeah, I'm really just trying to go live with this Ecamm to YouTube. I know there are other platforms and things go live, but really one thing that I'm really trying to mess with and test because I already have subscribed to this Ecamm software and just kind of messing around to see what it can do. But I think the whole thing with live too, and I'm realizing even on the back end, it's how much like space and bandwidth and all this other stuff. So like even the quality, if I was like for right now, there's dual mode and shoot, I'm gonna go to a different scene real quick. So right now, this is not dual mode. This is just the horizontal mode. In dual mode, I can actually have a vertical canvas that's attached to this platform that I can design for a vertical feed. But when you do that, you're actually doing two feeds. So I can actually do two feeds, a horizontal and a vertical that stream live into YouTube. But because it's taking two vertical feeds, it takes up more bandwidth and space and Ethernet and all this other stuff. So when I first tried to go live the first week, I don't know if I had enough bandwidth because I was on wireless, and I feel like it was glitchy, echoey. But I knew the first week I was gonna run through all the problems anyway, so I was like, just go run it anyway. So, but yeah, anyway, this is a test with Ecamm. This is a software used on the Mac, and it's to go live and use as a video production tool. It allows you to use transitions in your scenes. And if you are interested in this, I should have a link in the description. And if not, it's in the description of another live. So these are just tools that we're using just to kind of do this digital preservation and document these things. And Cam, I know I've been talking about this for a minute, huh? So I've been planning out for a minute, just not talking about it, right? I mean, it's been planned out. In fact, there's a lot of other stuff. If anyone else has seen my IG, I just been running it hard and let's see. Oh, let me see what you say. I never use. It looks. Yeah, man. You know what the thing is for me, because I just got this Mac and it's actually like 2020, so it's pretty old at this point. But it was to remove some friction. I mean, I know you're a gamer, so you use PC stuff. I guess because I don't game, I'm only using this for one thing, right? As a computer, but also because this streaming software, it works and it's compatible with Mac. So, but right now with Mac Minis being so inexpensive, I feel like anyone can go live now, right? And that's the whole thing. But I do know that most people go live with PC because they're gaming, and I think that's why there's this whole new world of people using these different platforms. Because a lot of my other homies, they're gamers and they use OBS because it's like another live platform. But all the people that I know that do more like video production and do more like I don't say tutorials, but like they're doing things that they're teaching or something, they're using Ecamm, and that's why like this new wave of Ecamm users has been crazy. Um, like just the other week, last week or this past week, Doc. So Doc, he's one of the Ecamm community directors, but I used to go to KCC with him, and we were in the same. We graduated in the same like degree class and all this other stuff. But he's been leading this Ecamm thing to get people to, to help people to go live. And the whole point of it is really to kind of break people out, but also there's so many good stories to tell. And some people that aren't live yet, they not that they need someone to go live, but if they know somebody, then it's a little easier, right? Perfect example is I know Doc, so because I know him, it's a little easier. Now, if someone knows me and they see me go live and they're not live yet, now hopefully it becomes easier. And that's the whole thing is that this whole wave and um, trend, this whole wave of people going live is a really interesting wave because it's really breaking through certain algorithms. And recently, just by testing on the back end and looking some of the analytics, I noticed that a lot of my views for the lives or vlogs, I'd like to think that they're coming from people that I know, but I am pretty sure on the back end that the YouTube algorithm is working on its own to match this content up to find it to somebody that is watching something similar or searching for something similar or have something like that, because that is where I think majority of the um, views and the algorithm come from. And so even a week or two ago, when I'm looking through the YouTube, whatever algorithm that is in my environment is now pushing things to me um, that doesn't have huge views, a lot of following, and many subscribers. And that could just be my algorithm. And it's cool that even if it's my own algorithm and whatever is reaching me is other creators, other people who are putting out vlogs that have a low subscriber count or have little to no views, somehow the algorithm is still putting it on my front page and saying, hey, did you want to watch this? Do you want to see this? So that's why I think that everybody has a chance to jump in and share something that they want to see, actually. That's part of the algorithm, I think, is that when you start to put out things that you want to see, you start to affect it in different ways. And, because we already went over an hour and I probably told myself I wasn't going to go over an hour, but that's probably another topic for next one is how do you affect your own algorithm? And I've been testing with this in the last couple weeks, and I, there's something that I want to speak on it. So we'll save it for the next one. Maybe it'll come up on the Sunday or the Tuesday. It looks like if we keep those lives going forward, or if they transition to something else, but maybe these will be the days that will be here to show up, and maybe that'll allow other people to show up too. So, but appreciate you guys for jumping in. Um, Shout out to Cam for coming in, and what else we got here? Shout out to, and hopefully I don't say this wrong, but I want to say it like Fira or Creative. So thank you guys for jumping in. I'm gonna add that to the comment one last time before I jump out, just to kind of make sure that you guys got that shout out. All right, thank you guys for all the shout outs. Come on to the next live. We'll hopefully get more comments. We'll be back. If you don't know when we're jumping out, check out my IG. Same screen name, same username as this. And we'll see you on the next one.